Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today and I'm doing something a little bit new. I don't know how this is going to go. This is kind of selfishly a little bit more for me to just know certain things and keep notes of certain products. So what's happening is that I kind of want to do a news thing of upcoming things that are happening with brands that I've already used, not just in general because I would be here forever. So as time goes on, it may get longer, but right now I've mostly dealt with Zoologist, Clue Perfumery, Aloria, and Snif.co, I think it is. Now I'm doing this one and I know some people are kind of about it. It's kind of mixed. Part of it is a friend of mine wanted me to do it. She has them all, but I'm going to be doing the secret menu. And so she graciously is letting me use a couple of them and I've never used them before. So we're going to be talking about those 4 companies as I start going through more sniff tests of everything, then it'll slowly grow. But yes, so this basically is for the first 2 weeks of June 2025. We're going to talk about some things and there's going to be certain weeks where nothing happens because the 4 brands that I'm using, you know, they aren't doing anything, and that's okay. So yeah. Okay, so let's start with Snif.co. So again, this is going to be coming up. It'll probably be a Sunday because right now at this time I'm focusing on Aloria as the main grouping, but because there's only 5 cents with the secret menu of Snif.co, I'll probably put those on Sundays and it'll just be kind of like an extra video per week just to kind of get more sniffing stuff out there, you know, try some things because I have quite a few samples and things, but this was requested by my friend, so she just wanted to see my reaction, so I'm a woman of my word. So it looks like they are releasing something new to their secret menu. Now their secret menu is separate from their main menu. I don't really get it. To be honest, I just want everything together. I don't know why they're separate. It's not really much of a secret if everyone knows about it, but you know, I really don't know much about the company. I know reading online there's kind of mixed reviews about it, but they haven't done anything wrong to me yet, so you know what I mean. And other people really love them and some people are like, I have no opinion because I don't really know much about them, but my friend loves it, so there you go. So they're releasing something new on the secret menu and it is Sweet Tooth. And it's basically soft, cert, and a little bit wild, like a ride on a dollar horse through the candy aisle of your dreams. So this is, you know, basically you could flip through and see what everything is. So bursting with the electric tang of raspberry, juicy watermelon. So it's basically, but it's usually licorice. If they're talking about this type of candy, especially in like Northern Europe, I know it's big in Sweden, it's big in Denmark, it's even maybe possibly the Netherlands, they like salted licorice. It's intense. I've been to every single one of those countries except for Sweden. That's still on my list, but I've eaten that salted licorice and it is no joke. I recommend trying it while you're there, but it is no joke. But this is more of a watermelon type thing, and this one has just been released. Now, this should be going up here soon, maybe next week, possibly next week. I can't promise. I don't know for sure, but I'm definitely going to be trying this one thanks to my friend. She bought a full bottle. But I'm curious. I love watermelon anything. The thing is with watermelon, it's very difficult to formulate because, you know, it's watermelon. It's hard to make it smell realistic a lot of the time. You know, it's a very difficult one. It's kind of like when you eat raspberry candies, you know, it doesn't taste like real raspberries. It's that strange raspberry taste, which I like, but I know I'm not getting that fresh raspberry taste. It's just kind of hard to create, so especially through artificial means. So I'm really curious to see how this one goes. I've really heard interesting things about the secret line, so I like interesting a lot. I am a woman of novelty, so I'm really curious about this one. So yeah, watermelon, raspberry, candy, sugar, violet, cedarwood, musk. So it's definitely our gourmand. I'm just curious to see how they capture both watermelon and raspberry that have a really hard time translating a lot of the time when they just don't always work as the flavor profile in candy or in fragrances. So that's interesting. Okay, so the next one I am really excited about. This is one of my favorite brands, and it is from Chicago. It is Clue Perfumery, and I've tried all 4 of the fragrances. What I love about Clue is that they don't churn out, which is ironic considering this is dandelion butter, but they don't churn out the fragrances really quickly just to make a buck. And it's very expensive to produce perfumes, and especially when you're a small startup company. Like, this one's been around, I think, since 2022-23. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been around for a little bit, and they don't churn out fragrances. I think they really take their time to make sure it really works for their company, and I appreciate that. I'd rather have somebody be thoughtful and truthful to their vision than just there to crank out tons of fragrances to make money. And so that's something that I really, really adore with Clue Perfumery, is they take their time. So they have a new one coming out, I think it's June 29th. I'll put it to the side. That's the tentative date. So it is called Dandelion Butter. And for me, I feel like Clue really is great at capturing childhood memorabilia or things like that, or things from the past, the memories. It's kind of how I view the company, is it's like just going to the past a little bit. And some of my favorite scents this year have been from Clue Perfumery. You can check out my videos on that. I have a whole playlist on Clue, and I absolutely adore it. So, Dandelion Butter is a floral fragrance. This is a new fragrance, okay? It's going to be launched here soon. And basically, what they are saying the notes are, is dandelion, sap, butter, pollen, and skin. I know. Very interesting. So basically that is what is showing up on a website. I don't think it is up yet on Clue Perfumery as far as the notes, but I am really curious. There was one review that was put up thus far because they did have something in New York City where you could come and smell it and test it out. Somebody wrote a review about it, but to be honest with you, sometimes the reviews can be very flowery and poetic, which is great, but it really doesn't always get to the point. I think it's more about creative writing than it is actually telling me what the fragrance is about. And this is coming from somebody who is a creative writer and is very flowery with her words. Sometimes I just want to know, but that's just me. So I'm not really going to go through that review just because I feel like it doesn't really tell me what I need to know. But basically, I'm really curious because they put like a billboard in Wisconsin, which is of course like the dairy state. It's a big deal. Cows are a big deal in Wisconsin, and their cheese and things. So I'm really curious to see what this is about because it's called Dandelion Butter. And I'm hearing it's a floral, but I'm like, how is this going to work? But knowing Clue Perfumery, it's going to be amazing. And I cannot wait to see this one. I'm really excited about it. Very excited about it. Dandelion Butter. Yeah. And then I'm looking here, and again, it's pollen, dandelion greens, yellow dandelion, snap stem, milky sap, salted butter, dandelion stained chin is how they're advertising this. And this is the billboard that was put up in the middle of Wisconsin. I mean, you got to applaud them for doing this type of thing. It really is kind of cool. And the person who's in charge of, photographing things and putting out the promo material, it's very cool. This is a very artistic brand. Being an artist and somebody who also is a photographer, I really like this. They really create fragrances. The first 2 fragrances weren't quite as unique as their later releases. So I like this because they tend to go off a little bit off the grid. I think the first 2 fragrances are fabulous, but I feel like the last 2 releases and now this one put them in their own dimension. They really create wearable fragrances that are a little bit off the beaten path. which is basically how I live my life. So glowing yellow, milky green, creamy, cream dandelion butter. June 14th is when it will be released, and I will be one of the first people in line to buy this. I probably will buy the full bottle just because the last two were so amazing. I'm willing to bet I adore this one. So I am really excited. Okay, so there was a new release, I think it was May 31st, when Zoologist, that's the next one we're talking about. There's nothing on Aloria this time, but there is for Zoologist. And they just released Orchid Mantis. Now they've been talking about this one for a while. I think they're releasing 3 or 4 this year, which is a lot. I know it's a very popular perfumery, but that's a lot. That's a lot. But they have recently raised the prices, and this one is $200. It went from $175 to $200 recently. The tariffs and things around the world are causing that, I'm sure. But you may want to stick with those travel sprays for a while, because these perfumes, just in general, it's not just Zoologist, are getting really expensive. So get a sample, always get a sample, test it out, and then, you know, if you want to save a few bucks, buy the travel spray. You probably have a lot of perfumes like I do anyway, so it's a good way to save some money. But I am getting this one. I had some friends, my birthday was a while ago, yeah, but they were waiting to get this because this was originally supposed to be released sooner, and so now they were like, oh, we were waiting to get it for you, and now that it's released, it will be in my hot little hands here soon, so I will be trying this one. I did get a full bottle from them. I'm hoping I like it, because if not, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's a birthday present. My friends went in on it, so I don't want to get too much into this, but basically, from what I understand, it's like being in a greenhouse with florals, and is what a lot of people are saying. It's very flower oriented. It's very humid, which I find very interesting. This is what the bottle will look like. And the thing is, I'm really curious. I've heard mixed things. I don't like to read reviews before I do it because I don't want to be influenced too much, but just hearing the notes alone, go ahead, rattle it. Bergamot, lemon, dewy green, accord, pear, and basil. It's going to create that greenhouse effect, from my understanding. And then pink orchid, queen of the night, lang lang, jasmine, rose, patchouli, vetiver, moss, sandalwood, musks. So this is going to be very floral. It just sounds very floral heavy with the greenhouse effect. So I'm very curious about this one, actually. And so we'll be going over this one. I've been actually waiting for this one so that I could do the ranking of them all. So that will be fun. But there is a new release that is going to be on the horizon here. Yes, there's a new one. Right as of now, there is no release date for this one, but this is also Zoologist, and it's Portuguese Man o' War. And this is what the bottle's going to look like. It's kind of a throwback almost to, what was that movie? I don't even know. It was the pirate movie, Johnny Depp. I don't really watch movies much. I think I saw it once. I don't know. You name it. I probably haven't seen it. That's a game my friends and I like to play. Name it. Has Binky seen it? 90% of the time, no. So, this one's interesting. Some people have gotten early samples to this one. When they bought something, they were sent a sample from the company. I didn't get it, but my friends, I don't know where they bought this, but I don't think I'm gonna, I don't have a sample coming. I will probably sample this one before buying a large bottle. But it's ginger, gunpowder, seaweed algae, geranium tonka bean, saffron, sandalwood, everlasting flower, and jasmine. So interesting. So it's going to have that oceanic sense to it, but with ginger and gunpowder and floral. This one is very interesting to me. This one, almost to a degree, well, there's a lot of nice florals in it, but with the saffron and the gunpowder and seaweed and ginger, this one is curious. It kind of goes in the same realm of Om, and then I think it's very strange in a beautiful, fantastic way. I reviewed Om. I think Om is absolutely fantastic. I love it. It was so uniquely strange that I think it's going to throw people off. I really do. I think a lot of people are going to be scratching their head on that one. I really enjoyed it. I think it's definitely worth a sample. Don't blind buy that one. Oh my goodness, no. But I'm just curious to see what this one is about, because I think the notes on this are really interesting, actually, and something that I'm kind of excited about. I just want to eat this right now. I love ginger. I'll eat it raw, and people are like, it's so good. It's good for you. I love it. Maybe you can get too much of a good thing. I don't know. I could eat it like, nah, nah, nah. You can make tea from it. Oh my gosh, during the winter I live off of it. So I'm excited by this one. I don't quite know the gunpowder. That being said, there are a few changes on some popular fragrances from Zoologist coming up here in the next 3 to 6 months. So I do want to put this here so that if these, basically 3 of the fragrances from Zoologist are being discontinued and being reformulated. So I know, having read online, some people get really upset about that. They're like, quit doing it. I tend to be a little bit in the wheelhouse of, not wheelhouse, but opinion of kind of keep it where it's at. I don't care for the reformulations of a fragrance personally. I know a lot of companies do it, things change, but I'm kind of the house of stand by what you put out. But I also understand if it's not selling well enough, why you wouldn't want to keep putting your money into something. But a few of these I was very surprised by that they would change them. So let's talk about it. So one of them that they are discontinuing in the next 3 to 6 months is Elephant, which really kind of surprised me because I've heard a lot of really positive things about Elephant. Now, I tried Elephant. I think it didn't necessarily remind me of the creature as much as it did, like I had mentioned, going into the jungle or something and then coming upon something like Angkor Wat for the first time. That's what it reminded me more so of, actually, the elephant. So I'm curious to see what they do with it. That being said, I don't really feel like that one needed to be reformulated. I felt like it was really solid for what it was. It definitely reminded me of the environment of more of an Asian elephant more than an African. But I don't know. I guess they just felt it wasn't doing well, or maybe there was a different vision that Victor, who is the owner, sees with it. So yeah, Elephant is going to be discontinued and reformulated, and I know that is a favorite of a lot of people. So knowing that now, you may want to go out and buy a bottle because, you know, it's going to change. Buy a couple, and it's very expensive. $200. I mean, your money, but whew. Now, I do have a sample of Elephant, and though I enjoyed it, is not one that I would personally buy a big bottle of. But now that I know it's being discontinued, part of me is like, I almost want a travel size just so I have it. But it's not for me a big bottle buy, especially at $200. It's getting pricey. So, but I know it's a very popular one. So there you go. Another one that is being reformulated, which kind of broke my heart a little bit, is Koala, because I actually liked Koala. I know a lot of people had mixed views on that one because it is very eucalyptus. It's very medicinal. I actually really liked it, and I don't normally like eucalyptus or medicinal things, but for some reason I really liked Koala because the dry down just was really beautiful on it. Once you get past that medicinal aspect of it, the dry down was just really beautiful. And that one I am tempted to get a full bottle of because I'm always sad when that one goes. I think being able to take those notes and create, they are medicinal, but to be able to create something wearable with it was quite magical. So I don't know how you would reformulate it to make it work differently. I just don't know. I mean, with the Koala, it makes sense to have that note. So I'm curious because I think Koala really captured a koala. It really captured it. So I don't know. I'm a little bit sad with that one. That one makes me a little bit sad because I really like that one. So I wasn't going to buy a full bottle till later. I wish I'd done it before the price change, but I may end up picking one up just because I really felt like it was really beautiful and kind of special. but I know that I'm kind of in the minority. I think elephant is a little bit more popular than koala. So yeah, but I enjoyed it. Now, one that I think I am not surprised by, but again, it's me. It is my own filter. A lot of people love this one. I don't. I didn't care for this one. It was very difficult for me. And it is chameleon. For some reason, chameleon just did not work on my chemistry. I love Lang Lang. I adore Lang Lang, and Lang Lang was beautiful in it. But what ended up happening with this one for me was that it ended up getting very much a kitty litter box scent to it. And what I mean is, if you have kitties, you have that smell of clay from the cat litter box mixed with kitty urine, and urine has a very specific scent to it when it comes from a kitty. It's very acidic, so you don't want that sitting around. So, you know, you clean your litter box a couple times a day, and kitty's happy, you're happy, everybody's happy. To me, chameleon had a little bit of that smell to it. And so for me personally, because of that note, it was not one of my favorites. So that kind of went to the bottom of the list for me. I haven't ranked it yet, but it went to the bottom of the list. So I'm curious to see how they reformulate this one. I never got chameleon from it. I don't know how it represented chameleon. It was just a floral scent with a little bit of funk to it and coconut. Now I know some people really love this one, and so, but for me, I'm like, okay, I'm okay with this one being reformulated. The other two, I'm just a little bit shocked by. Again, I'm not really big into reformulation. It's like, I kind of just say stand by what it is, you know, a little bit. But I also know, why are you going to keep churning out a product that isn't necessarily selling as well as you would like? Or, you know, there you go. It's just kind of a waste of money from a brand perspective if they're not selling well. So I 100% get it. You could have this, you could have this, and or somewhere in the middle. And so I understand it from a business perspective. I really do. But from a consumer, you want to know that the scent that is out there, you're going to be able to get. You know, once you fall in love with it, you don't want it to be reformulated. I know that's happened with some favorites of mine. I'm like, I just don't even buy it anymore because I was disappointed. It's not the scent that I knew. So, you know, there's both these columns here of where it could go. But yeah, so a lot going on with Zoologist, a lot. So this was probably already long, so we know that in the future as I go through more brands and things come up, well, heck, or there'll be nothing going on, there'll be nothing to talk about. But yeah, so that's kind of the news for the first 2 weeks of June 2025. A lot going on with Zoologist, huge excitement for Clue Perfumery, and nothing going on with the Lori, but Snif.co I know nothing about, and I'm going to learn it real soon, and we will go through it together. So yes, that is the news. I think the main thing was the discontinuation, because I think for people who really love Zoologist, you'd probably rather know now, though I have a small channel, so this will probably get to 5 people. But if you do love them, then the good thing is you know it's happening, and then you can jump on that before it changes in the next 3 to 6 months. So there you go. Get those bottles if you want them. And with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.